the movies that are playing today. And I can pick one, right? I can pick, let's say, Minority Report, and it'll show me what theaters it's playing at. It will show me a poster, and it will even show me if I want to go play a trailer. So you get the idea. If I pick a theater, it will even give me, of course, the address and the destination of that theater. I can pick a movie time. I can even go buy tickets if I want to that show. Now, let's say I like a certain theater. I can look by theaters and say, I really want to go to the AMC Empire, 'cause it's right around the corner. What's playing there? And I can pick something there and find out the times and go see that. So it's really, really handy. You see the difference between using a browser and using Sherlock 3. If I'm an eBay junkie, I can go onto eBay and search for anything I want. I'm going to search for the Yankees right here, and I'm going to set a minimum price of $500 just to look at the nice stuff. And I'll go search on eBay. And here's everything on eBay that's by the Yankees. And some of the stuff has pictures, and some of it doesn't. And it shows me everything that's on eBay. I can track auctions as well. And here's some I'm tracking right now, and it'll keep updating this very frequently, so I never have to, again, go and hit refresh, or go back and check these by hand. Here's some $22,000 and $44,000 items from the Yankees. Okay, now I've also got pictures up here. Let me go find some pictures, since we're on baseball, of Joe DiMaggio. And again, it goes out on the internet and finds pictures of all sorts of things, and most of them have something to do with what you asked for. Here's an example. You just click on it, you can go to the internet site, launch a browser, and get some larger versions of these things. Some beautiful pictures of Joe DiMaggio. Really cool stuff. I was playing around yesterday, and I typed in Homer Simpson. And even Homer Simpson is on the internet. There he is, right there. There was a great one here, too. Where was it? There was this one, which was kind of fun. But the best one was this one. There we go. So, but maybe the coolest channel of all is Yellow Pages. With Yellow Pages, again, I've got my zip code in here, and after the keynote, I'd like to go get some sushi. So I type in sushi, and what it's done is it's found every sushi restaurant sorted by distance nearby here, and here's all the sushi restaurants, and if I click on one, here's the directions to it, and here is a map. And so I can just click on through and find out where I want to go for sushi after the keynote. Pretty cool, huh? So this is Sherlock 3. Internet services for the rest of us, we think it's going to be really, really popular. Next is Inkwell. Inkwell is a really cool technology. As you know, Apple brought handwriting recognition to devices with the Newton a long time ago. That group is still at Apple and doing great work. And we've now taken probably what is the best handwriting recognition in the industry and integrated it right into the text system itself. Not into any particular app, but into the foundation of the operating system. And so you can write in any application without training. And we haven't got time to demo this today, but again, you can go see it in the booth. It's pretty cool. So that's Inkwell. Next up is a technology that I think is going to really change things, called Rendezvous. Rendezvous is a technology that will allow us to automatically discover other devices over any IP-based network with zero configuration. And these devices can be other computers, they can be peripherals, they can be devices we haven't even thought of yet. Automatically discover them over any IP network, and that includes 802.11-based airport networks. Any 802.11 network, any Ethernet, any IP-based network, literally with zero configuration, nothing to set up. And so I'd like to just give you a demo of where this technology is going. Phil, you want to help me? We're going to use iTunes for this demo. And this is something where we're going to take Rendezvous and build this into iTunes probably early next year. And this is the kind of thing that's coming 6 months down the road, 9 months down the road in iTunes. So I've got iTunes here, and I can just, of course, play a song out of my own library. But let's say we have more than one computer in the house. And I want to access playlists on that other computer. Right? Wouldn't that be cool if we could share our music? Everybody with a computer in the house, we could all share the music together without carrying CDs back and forth, without changing files over hard drives and stuff like that. But I don't know how to set all that up. I don't know how to make that happen. I don't know what file sharing is. How do we make this happen? So, Brother Phil walks in with his PowerBook, and all he does is open his PowerBook and wake it up from sleep. These two computers are going to find each other automatically, and his playlist, his library has just been added to mine. Here's his library here, and I can just play any song I want to. Now, if Phil decides to go away, put his computer to sleep, what happens? The music stops and his library goes away because we're not copying the music. We're streaming it over airport. Okay? So let's say Phil comes back. Phil comes back and I can open up his library, see all his playlists, go into folk music, and play another song. We're streaming the music over airport, zero configuration. I didn't know anything about this. Pops up in my iTunes source list. Phil goes away. It dynamically goes away. This is just the beginning. And again, we're going to build this into iTunes, early next year, and I think it's going to be wonderful. But you can just start to imagine what kind of devices we can have talking to each other seamlessly with zero configuration. Now, Rendezvous is technology that Apple's pioneered as part of an IETF working group. That's a standards organization. And it's all based on internet standards, and it's totally open. No one is going to own Rendezvous. And so, we think this is going to be a pretty big deal, to automatically discover other devices over any IP network with zero configuration. Now, what's another class of devices that you might like to discover over a network and not have to configure? Well, how many people have ever configured a network printer? Oh, it's a bear. And I am really pleased to announce today that Epson, Hewlett-Packard, and Lexmark have all adopted Rendezvous and are going to be building it into their network printers. Again, this is just the beginning of the floodgate opening, I think. We've actually got a prototype HP printer here, and let's go ahead and see what it's like to configure a network printer now with Rendezvous. Phil?
Thanks, Steve. So I have a Mac here running Jaguar, and I have a document that I've opened, a text edit document, and of course the document's about Rendezvous, and what I want to do is print it. But when I go to print, you'll see up in my print panel, it says printer, no printer selected. I don't have a printer. Now, as Steve mentioned, I've got a brand new HP printer right next to it here that understands Rendezvous. It's sitting on, but it's not on the network. And this isn't a USB printer that I'm going to have locally connected, because we do that beautifully. Plug in a USB printer, it just finds itself in print. But this is networked. And as Steve mentioned, if you've ever done this before, you have to set your network settings, your IP settings on your computer. Then you have to set your IP settings on the printer. You have to put it on the network. You have to go back to the computer and now configure it to find the IP settings on the printer. Most consumers don't even know what an IP network is or an IP setting. So now, with Rendezvous, I have the Ethernet network here, and I'm going to plug the printer onto the network. And the printer, as I said, is on, but it's going to take a few seconds to recognize, hey, I just joined a network. And it's going to go out, and the computer's sitting here saying, I'm looking for a printer. Hello, anyone out there? And